Right, hopefully I'm live and everything. I'm just going to set up the live chat and have that look as it should look as best I can, so give me one moment. And I just want to do the opacity thing, enable click-through. Yeah, there we go. Right, that should be about how I want it. Yeah, probably going to have the chat window that size. Do I want it a little bit bigger? Yeah, let's just make that... That's because enable click-through still on. Yep, just put that to about there, then do that. Opacity, there we go. Right, cool. So, probably put Steel Division 2 on to start with. And then if people think of another game they want me to play or whatever, can do. So enable click-through. I didn't turn that back on, did I? That's right. There we go, now I can click behind it. Yeah, hopefully we get some people on. So Panzer or Panzer or something is what I'm fighting. This is the same battlefield I did, wasn't it, as yesterday? Or whichever day I did Steel Division 2.
At your service, sir. Bring us there, taxi. It's a long way to Tipperary. Looking for enemy planes. Recon units at your orders.
Put some more 6-pounders just over here.
Ready to brew some tanks, sir?
Yeah, just stick some recon now in various places. Probably won't spread out all to the west side of the map. Concentrate my forces.
Scouts at your orders.
Just over here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hopefully we get some people on. But yeah, if YouTube's being YouTube, it might take 10 or so minutes to send out a notification like it sometimes does.
Gun checked and ready. Waiting for instructions, sir.
Alright, Rajiv. Probably a good thing. I was saying to some other people I didn't do too much Kingdom Come Deliverance yesterday. Because I had 2 sex scenes in it, with proper tits and everything in it. Not very far from where I was in the game. That's good. So it's good that the monitors at least are helping your eyes a bit, but yeah, obviously getting new glasses will help. Because like I said, with my eyes, until I got these glasses, I was getting loads of headaches, and I think it was just where, you know, both my eyes have got to slightly different prescriptions, if that makes sense. Not prescriptions, what's the thing, like, you know, where one eye, because they kind of were both out of whack with Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Alright, normally glitch. I bought the second one when it was on sale, but I haven't started it yet. I'm going to play on the first one first, but yeah. But yeah, like with mine, because obviously like my left eye changed prescription one way and right eye the other, so my glasses were like just compounding, like, you know, my old glasses would probably be worse than that.
Be ready.
Yeah, I was lucky that with my eyes nothing had really got significantly worse, but yeah. Stick a firefly up on that hill. Right, is that 70 pounder in a position where it can actually see stuff? Not really, let's move it to there.
Waiting for orders.
Right, Mason?
He's burning. What's up, Captain?
Yeah, but they're actually mods, aren't they? This is the thing with Kingdom Come Deliverance. It was actually in the main game. That's why it sort of surprised me. Because most games, I think The Witcher had tits in it, but most games still don't sort of do that. So it's kind of surprising when you have something like that and it's actually completely uncensored in a game. So as I was saying, that's why it sort of surprised me, because, you know, because I think I already had one sex scene in Kingdom Come, but, like, it was just one where they started kissing and then, like, you know, it faded to black and then it said, like, an hour later or something. Whereas what I'm playing at the moment, Mason, this is Steel Division 2. I've got the music turned off in the game because otherwise I'll get a copyright strike, because I did in Warner when I was playing that when I started the music on. So yeah, annoyingly, even though Warner's got a really good synth sort of wave soundtrack, it will get you completely copyright strike by YouTube. Yeah, and the Koreans and the Chinese, because I've got Stellar Blade or whatever, even though I haven't played it yet, and that's what good game though you recommend if you said something it didn't come up, Mason? Yeah, I said I've got it, I haven't played it yet, because I think I got it when it was on sale at one point. Metro, yeah, I've played all the Metros. Metro, I think there are boobs in Metro, aren't there? Is that what you were saying it? I think the second one has boobs in it, doesn't it? I know Mafia 2 did with the Playboy magazines, but that's like not in the actual game, it's like you find Playboys as a collectible. I've played loads and loads of Stalker on streams before. So I've kind of played Stalker to death, that's the problem. Not that I have a problem with Stalker, it's just that, you know, it's one of those games where I've streamed... Yeah, well, there's only 4 Stalker games, aren't there? The official ones. Shadow of Chernobyl, Clear Sky, Call of Pripyat, and Stalker 2. There isn't a mobile version, is there? I mean, there's the, like, the console versions of it, but that's just literally a port of the first 3 games. Send some Shermans up here. Oh, I know what you mean by unlockable art. Yeah, exactly. But yeah. I might put some units on the right hand side in a minute. Let's put a recon vehicle just right at the rear here and see if it can see anything down that road. It's a plane. It's fallen back anyway.
Target
down.
That
one's actually down good. That's weird. You think they'd have still had the Coca-Cola in it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, copy that.
Unless they were paid by Pepsi not to put them in. Maybe that was the thing. Maybe it was a conspiracy. I didn't even know that exists, but is it just literally like a low quality mobile port? The vehicle sounds are really, really good in this, and the details, like in terms of how, you know, stupidly accurate the vehicles look. Oh, a Puma. And it's down. I ought to probably put a support truck up there in a bit for
Recon team, ready.
I remember, well, I've never played it, but I know there was that weird, like, is it Custer's Revenge, like Colonel Custer's Revenge or something, where you had to, like, rape, oh, it's probably a word I can't even say on stream, a Native American woman as Colonel Custer on fucking Atari or something. Oh yeah, Leisure Suit Larry, yeah. Never played. They did like a modern reboot of that though, didn't they? At one point. Oh, I've missed some of the chat. Hang on. Let me get the chat up on my phone so I can at least scroll it up if I need to. Because yeah, annoyingly, I missed some of the messages there because of how YouTube chat works. So Anomaly Glitch said, Leisure Suit Larry was my first run-in with nudity in games, and that's probably not a game anyone played. I'm 39 years old. But like, yeah, but Leisure Suit Larry, yeah, like I said, there was like some modern reboot of that, wasn't it? Because I remember seeing it advertised, again, never played it, when it was like, maybe original Xbox era? I'm trying to think when, yeah, but the problem is that chat is so small on the phone now that I can't really read it without doing that to my phone because they've made the font so small, which is why I have it on screen there. But again, if there's a message I don't see when it comes up, I can't really then read it. Pardon me. Right, I was going to send a Bedford truck up there, wasn't I? Alright, let's move some more armour up this road here. Let's put Command Sherman up there. I suppose I could actually do proper mixed infantry tactics, couldn't I? Move up the infantry as a screen for the tanks and vice versa. Rather than just rushing my tanks in like an idiot and getting them all blown up if there's an ambush waiting for them. Not that I'm expecting the AI to do anything particularly difficult, because I've got it on easy, but the problem is this is one of those games where when you put the AI on harder difficulties, it's just the AI basically can just spawn more shit in rather than the AI actually being more competent at the game. So it's one of those things where you know, if I put the AI on very hard, it's just that they get like everything they can spawn in the beginning rather than having to use resource points. So again, because most games now can't really program AI that's actually
enemy spotted.
Cheating.
Be ready.
Cosmic Gender Bender.
Everybody out.
Sounds interesting.
Stay on your guards, gentlemen.
Right, put another Sherman up there. A bit more recon for them.
Yes, Captain.
I'm just trying to think if there was anything particularly interesting to bring up, but I can't think of anything at the moment. Oh, there's a Pack 40, so that's an anti-tank gun. Right. let's risk an airstrike over there and see if they've got a load of anti-air that shoots at my units at the point I send the plane in.
I'm out.
Apparently
Over.
they've not really got any
Target
anti-air there at all at
neutralized.
the moment, which is good. What, can't get pregnant, so they changed their gender on the fly? Is that something to do with one of the games you mentioned, or just some other thing where a random comment hasn't shown up? Oh, I see, yeah, you're on about one of those games.
Extra bij ogen nodig, commandant.
Right, let's move these vehicles up ever so slightly. Right, I might as well drop a bomb on that building.
Getting set up for attack run.
Not really any AA over there. Oh, I better move up some AA, actually, saying that with the Shermans.
All units. Enemy sighted.
Scored a home run on that one.
Oh, there's another Pack 40 there. I get it's pinned down. Sure.
New orders, Skipper.
All units. Enemy sighted.
I'm out. Over. Stay on your guards, gentlemen.
And it looks like they're going to bring some stuff up that left side, potentially, so let's send a Sherman over there with one of the recon
We're
vehicles.
listening to you.
Did you get a keyboard? Well, I just bought a new keyboard. There's no point repairing a cheap keyboard if you mean did I get a new keyboard, yeah. Although what was annoying is this is actually a rubber dome one, not a mechanical one. But for a rubber dome one it's fairly good. Because Amazon does this really fucking annoying thing now where if you search mechanical keyboards, for example, it just randomly inserts rubber dome ones into the results with the mechanical ones because for whatever reason Amazon doesn't I don't understand sometimes with these things if it's sponsored results, but I don't think it's even that. It's just one of those annoying things where it's like, oh, you know, where when you ask for something very specific, you know, we don't do a very good job at filtering the results. Oh, a Panther ship.
Damn, that was close. Attention.
Right, better get some more tanks up there. I've got the shooter killed there.
It's hot in here.
Can I get an airstrike in on that?
Successful hit.
Oh shit, there goes my German Firefly. Let's push up on that pack if it's
Yes, sir.
at least the trees maybe could be shielding me at the moment. I'm not sure of the incline where you can see him where he can't.
Damn, that was close.
Yeah, you can see that one. Maybe I'll call in some artillery once I decide if I'm going to push up on that or not.
Yes, sir. It's hot in here.
Yeah, that's another tank down.
Enemy spotted. Be ready.
Okay, yeah, I don't, like I said, my favourite keyboard that I still ever had was my IBM Model M, but yeah, I'm getting absolutely wrecked now that that Pack 40's got the high ground. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that again, what ruined me was the first mechanical keyboard I ever used was an IBM Model M. So again, they don't even make keyboards as good as the Model M anymore.
Be careful. Enemies nearby.
Let's call in an artillery gun there.
Successful hit.
Just going to move up some light recon up there.
Verkenners tot beschikking.
Right, let's just move these guys here so the trees cover them a bit. Alright, Kevin, yeah, like, well, the thing is, it's like, but the problem is, there's going to be no guarantees with this system that they're not going to just come fucking back. This is the thing. Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying, I could understand if it was something like $1,000, because that's not a ridiculous amount. But yeah, it's 40k, and I bet there's not going to be a load of checks there. You know, like I said, there's not going to be definitely anywhere near as enough checks that, like, the same people don't keep coming back in. So it's going to literally be a case that they're incentivizing now people to come over illegally, because they're just going to basically get all this stuff for free. And then, you know, and then even if you get deported, here's 40k to fuck off. So they're gonna, yeah. But again, if they've decided they're an illegal immigrant, surely at that point they wouldn't need to offer them money to get rid of them. They could just say, you're fucking evicted from the country. I mean, they get free legal aid and all that shit anyway, so they're going to definitely be taking the piss regardless. Because people like here will be like, oh, well, my mate Lord Hermer is going to help you, you know, find, so you give you all the legal representations.
Enemy spotted. Be ready.
Well, I could say which one, there's loads like that, but yeah, you mean the one in Scotland, don't you? But, yeah, there was then, like, smiling when all the people were going, like, jump, you beast, jump! And those people were probably then arrested for hate crimes for saying that to him. But yeah, no, it just literally keeps happening. Why does it keep happening? Like, no, you're not allowed to notice this.
Be ready.
It's almost like letting in the worst people from the world into your country doesn't end well. And like I said, this is what's really stupid of our system at the moment, is that people that are actually good immigrants don't get any of these advantages. So if you came to this country and you wanted to work, you know, and like actually not leech off the system, these are the people that are the ones that aren't going to get any of these like legal aid bits and all this sort of stuff. It's literally the people who are taking the fucking piss, you know, like leeching off the country that they've entered illegally, you know, and then committing crimes that keep getting all this free legal aid. Ah yeah, this is the one who looked like 50 as well, didn't he? So yeah, he probably lied to say he was 18 when he came into the country, or 17, whatever they do. You know, like, oh, I'm a child, you have to let me in, even if they're blatantly like 40 years old. And then our government was like, oh, it's racist to do dental things to check how old they are. But yeah, it just keeps happening. Oh, and the police also did a thing that I sent to a mate, and then he's like, you need to be careful about your memes, Liam. I don't want to see you get arrested. Where they literally have done a video now saying to kids, like, oh, if you post the wrong kind of meme online, you're getting arrested. They've literally done that now. So, you know, a bit like in the Pathways thing, they've literally done this scare campaign for teenagers now, telling teenagers how if they share the wrong thing online, they're going to prison. But they're very vague about what sharing that stuff is as well. So it's blatantly going to be like, oh, you offended the wrong demographic with a thing like this. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, the US and Israel seem to be saying now with Iran that they are basically going to get rid of the regime. So that's kind of good, because I was a bit worried that the US might have been like, we're going to bomb Iran for a bit, and then let the, what do you call it, you know, let the regime survive. But by the sound of it, they are doing complete regime change. And while I normally oppose that in most of the world, like I said, the Islamic Republic of Iran is such a fucking shithole that I am going to be very pleased if you know, that regime has just completely got ridden off, because it's horrible for the people in Iran. They spread terrorism around the world. Like, this is one of those countries where, you know, with Syria and that, I didn't see the point of intervening. I wouldn't really even seen the point of intervening with Iraq, which is, I guess, why they made up the WMD stuff for Iraq. But because Iran literally funds terrorists all around the world, and, you know, can't keep their shit to themselves, you know, and Iran used to be quite a nice country in the 70s. You know, I'm actually glad they're admitting they want to do full regime change over there. Yeah, exactly. Well, I was talking to my dad about this earlier, ballistics, because my dad used to work for the police as a civilian, not as an actual cop, you know, like an admin kind of guy for the police years ago. And it is basically because it's all about ease of arrest. So, you know, they've got this thing where if you post something racist online or whatever, because it's so easy to find out who did it and then either do an arrest or give them a warning or whatever, it looks good on paper. So it's not about solving real crimes, it's about number go up. So that's, like I said, that's the really annoying bloody thing about that, and that's why they do it, is because of the fact that, yeah, it's just like a very easy prosecution.
Yes?
Oh, we're in phase C. Right, I might as well, so the front lines haven't changed much there. Let's move some elite infantry up the side of the map. Yeah, it's so they can say on paper, we made an arrest and we, like, you know, got one prosecution. So it's because basically it doesn't need many hours of actual policing to go after somebody for a mean tweet. Whereas if you were investigating a real crime, like a burglary, you have to do a lot more forensics and whatever, and it's much harder to get a prosecution. So basically it is quite literally number go up sort of thing, rather than it actually being a case of doing what's right. And again, that's why lots of genuine people who work in the police get disillusioned with the police, because they know they're not really doing stuff like, you know, if somebody went into the police wanting to be a good, you know, a good cop that busted hardened criminals, you know, and helped out regular people, you're not really doing that anymore. And again, like I said, I have complete sympathy for a lot of cops. It's not like I hate the police in general, it's just I hate the way they're going as more of, you know, policing the tweets, not the streets kind of thing, whatever you want to call it. That, you know, it's all about, you know, oh, you said something mean online, and, you know, all this. And again, it's like, I don't see the point of being a dickhead to people for no reason. So, you know, it's like, I wouldn't want to go around offending people for no reason online, so I don't see the point in it. Like, you know, I wouldn't want to bully people because of their race or religion or whatever online. But it's just such a fucking dystopian thing that, you know, you're more likely to get arrested for, like, you know, say somebody's transgender and you say to, like, a male to female person, like, oh, you're still a man, lol, or something like that. You'd get in more trouble for that than maybe if you legit, you know, like, beat somebody up and stole their money, because it's easier for them to prove you did it. And I just find that fucked up.
Another one bites the dust.
Right, let's send all those infantry.
Choose your targets.
Yeah, Captain.
I wonder what my artillery's found over there, seeing as it keeps pounding that area. Well, let's move up a load of infantry on the right side as well.
Enemy spotted. Be ready.
Now, why did that Hummer go that way? I don't want to go that way. I'm gonna get killed now. Oh well, let's just drop a bomb on that area.
Getting set up for attack run.
It's the only problem with pathfinding in this game sometimes. Again, it's the problem with all the Eugene games I've had, that a lot of the time your units choose to go through like a dodgier path rather than what should be the most obvious one.
Scored a home run on that one.
Oh god, where's that AA coming from? I didn't see where it was shooting up from.
story you will tell your grandchildren.
What's this about a Wehrmacht phone edit or funk edit? What's this? Is this a real thing? It wouldn't surprise me if that's really happened, but like I said, I don't know all about various people that have been arrested for various things. And again, like those vehicles there, I'd rather they'd have come in from the back there and driven up that way, but you have to manually tell your units in it, or else just unload here so they don't,
Recon units at your orders.
yeah, let me have a look at just what's on the news at the moment, just in case there's anything interesting to bring up. Yeah, it's just Trump demands Iran's unconditional surrender, as Israel says it hits leadership bunker with 50 jets. I assume it means 50 jets worth of bombs, not Israel is flying their jets into a bunker 9/11 style. I assume it's just shitty BBC journalism, sort of them not being able to phrase
Anti-air
it
guns
properly.
ready. Sir?
Yes? Ain't no more.
Oh yeah, I've got a video coming out on this, but I thought some people might find it interesting on here, if that's sort of in frame. My granddad's old cigarette case with a lighter built into it. So it's got his initials on it there. And obviously it was one of those quite nice cigarette cases like that there, and obviously the lighter... So how did this... So, Kingcraft, made in England. Oh, they don't make much in England. So how did this type of one fuel up? I assume this is one that would have been a petrol one. Ah, there we go, it pulls up. So, yeah, it is, because it's got the wadding in there. So, yeah, I'll put some lighter fluid in that at some point, and then I guess it will just need a new flint in it, because I doubt it's still got any sort of flint in it. It's got a wheel there, but probably needs a wick in it as well, doesn't it? Because it's not got a, No, that pulls out. Okay, so how exactly does that cock onto there then? Just wondering if it's one of those ones that has like a separate design once that's lifted out. That doesn't go in there, does it? Like that? No. Yeah, it's a bit flimsy, and that'll probably have to reset that. Yeah, the metal's a bit buckled on that, so that would have been, yeah, that would have been the wick bit being covered there, I think, like that. Yeah, because that's then got a bit of spring tension on it. Yeah, that's back in properly. Alright, that's that sitting in there at least properly now. So that would have been... Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how the striker mechanism would have worked on this. It might be it's just missing a part, or a part's worn out, so it's not actually... Because again, that looks like the teeth should interact there with the bit there, but yeah. So like I said, it's just because obviously a lot of his stuff will be thrown away now if I don't want any of it, and I thought, well, that's quite a nice like lighter case sort of thing. That so it was that way in, wasn't it? That it went in there. It's a load of old Ronsons as well in his stuff. So like I said, I've got a load of those, but I haven't done anything with them yet. Like I said, this is the one because it's got his initials on, that's sort of the nicest one out of them. Because obviously this is just like one of those fancy cigarette cases. Because like I said, it's kind of amazing he made it to 101 considering how much he used to smoke. Apparently, like I'm pretty sure he stopped smoking before I was born, but like he used to be like a 30 a day smoker or whatever. Because obviously he picked it up during the army in World War II, and then that's pretty cool. Yeah, he's got like an old Japanese lighter somewhere as well, in like the ones that I got the other day. So yeah, I'm having a look through them, but yeah. Okay, let me move all these guys forwards. Right, not much going on with this battle at the moment, is there? Right, I might as well call in a load of tanks. And then I'm just going to run to the toilet in a minute, then I'll be back. I can just leave this running. So, let's call in a load of tanks where those Shermans are there. And this might go horribly, horribly wrong, but oh well, it's just a game against the computer, who cares? And we'll start pushing up that side. Right, back in just a second.
Enemy spotted. Be ready.
Yeah, like I said, I still like a lot of old lighter designs. It's just, like I said, with at least my granddad's ones, they're actually interesting ones with a bit of history to them. But the reason I haven't done any lighter videos in ages with the regular ones, I'm getting artillery, don't I? Where's that coming from? There, but my things are
God bless General Montgomery.
Okay,
Ah, I'm hit!
Hello, capture an open blitz.
Another one bites the dust.
My counter battery thing seems to be sort of hitting stuff.
Stay low.
Alright, let's just send all the tanks forward and see what happens, because otherwise not much is going on.
Wachten op instructies.
Enemy spotted.
Contacting that side. Oh, they found us.
Jerry's
Hamper's dead. Good. Okay.
Motor an und dann los!
Anti-tank team, operational, sir. Another one bites the dust.
Ich kann die Kugeln an mir vorbeiziehen hören!
Oh, a West. That's a big gun.
He's right there.
Extra hulp nodig, commandant.
Oh, a flammable gun.
Get your gunner! Successful hit!
Wacht op bevel. Vijand gezien.
Get your gunner! Damn, that was close!
I guess I found where all their tanks are.
Tank ready. Successful hit! Damn, that was close! I've got it! Damn, that was close!
Well, let's call in the air support then. I try.
Tell me where they are.
I bet by the time my planes get there, those Panthers will be dead.
It's hot in here.
Vijand gezien.
I'm out. Over.
He's burning.
We're being shot at.
Is that artillery shooting at my both as well?
Had iemand een taxi besteld?
Yeah, it's artillery then.
New orders, skipper?
We've got casualties.
Successful hit. Delighted, sir. Truly delighted. We have men down. I'm out. Over.
Alright, Rich. There's not really any theme today or whatever. I was just playing this or waiting for some people to come on and chat, but we were discussing a bit of old lighters and things like that. We haven't really chatted about much. We're also on about police arresting people for tweets and whatever else.
Wacht op bevel.
We have men down!
To all units. Enemy sighted. Successful hit.
We're being shot at.
Have I got anything else I can send up there? Like 2 fireflies. Let's just send a load of riflemen into that town and see
Vijand
if
gezien.
we can clear out anything that's in there. So that's all the riflemen. I suppose I could move up some Bofors guns and then decouple them and use a bit of heavy sort of...
We have men down!
Hits. To all units. Enemy sighted. Good job, Gunner.
We have men down!
Enemy spotted.
Still call it another plane. That's a rocket one. Alright, Mike. I was saying to people at the start of this stream what I'd said to you and that about Kingdom Come Deliverance. Good thing I wasn't streaming all of that for that long yesterday.
We can give some fire support, sir. Damn, that was
Because
close.
probably you got in trouble with YouTube.
Vijand gezien.
What's he said that's threatened NATO army? The only thing I've seen is Trump
that was
threatening
close.
Iran, and Iran isn't NATO.
Successful hit.
I'm out. Over.
He's burning.
Because the thing is, Mike, I said to some people earlier in this
I've been
stream,
hit.
when I was playing it before I was streaming any of it yesterday, I ran into a sex scene in it, but all that literally happened was the characters started kissing and that, and then the screen went black and it said, like, 1 hour later or something. Whereas, like, yeah, and then the two that I ran into that were really in really close bits to where I was when I was streaming it were, like, full-on, like, tits and arse, like, sex scenes. So I was like, okay, that's a bit weird that, like, some of them are a bit more censored than others. I haven't seen any of that, although I know Spain was saying something about
Taxi
they
ready.
didn't like the fact he attacked Iran or some shit like that, but
Good job, Gunner.
yeah, I know he's not happy with the UK. He was going, Keir Starmer's no Churchill, he's a loser. And then when he was asked, like later on, did he say Keir Starmer's a loser, he goes, I said he was no Churchill, so he didn't deny it. But him calling Keir Starmer a loser doesn't offend me being in the UK, because, you know, Keir Starmer is a loser.
What's up, Control? Getting set up for attack run.
And then he was going on about Sadiq Khan again, going, got a terrible mayor in London, terrible mayor. Because it reminded me of that previous cringe one. Have you seen where he was on about that, and then Kia goes, oh, Sadiq's my friend. He goes, like I said, a terrible mayor.
I'm out. Over.
I'll have a look. I can't do it right now because I'm on the stream, but... Yes, because he wears orange face paint. Well, it's shitty spray tan, isn't he? Yes, but yeah.
Wird ausgeführt. Ende. Enemy spotted. Be ready. Ich kann
Oh shit, a flak 88.
Hier Koordinaten, Kommandant. We got a man down.
Push up on it then, don't just fucking sit there and get
Enemy
shot
spotted.
by an
Be
88.
ready. Enemy spotted. Be ready.
No, Trump lookalike in Afghanistan. Right, I'll search that in a minute on my phone.
Good job, Gunner.
Got another West all the way back now.
What's up, Control?
Ah, I'm
So
hit.
Trump lookalike Afghanistan.
Target neutralized.
Trump
Enemy spotted. Be
lookalike.
ready. It's hot in here.
There's in
get me out
Pakistan
of
is
here.
coming up, not Afghanistan. Oh, I think I have seen that guy before. So yeah, he's like an albino-looking Pakistani bloke. Yeah. Hang on, let's just trying to get a side-by-side picture of their face. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, he's like a very albino-looking Pakistani. Yeah. He's not orange enough though to look like Trump.
They've spotted us.
The Chinese guy that looked like Putin or wherever it was quite funny. You've seen that from years ago.
Successful hit.
One
So
more
hang
kill.
on. Putin lookalike. I don't mean his body
Be
doubles.
ready.
Putin lookalike China. I'm pretty sure it was China. Team U Putin.
We got a man down.
Yeah, this guy. Team U Putin. Look, if that's. Although maybe this one doesn't murder lots of people. I know it's the same guy. It's not a very clear one of that guy.
Successful hit.
Looks like there's a lot of battle going on or something, but yeah. Search up Team. Again, I can't keep searching stuff while I'm playing a game. But that was literally what I was just showing Timu Putin. Although I think that guy's been around longer than Timu. I've never actually bought off of Timu. Is it like even worse AliExpress? Alright, SMCKAB. Nearly won this game, even though, like I said, it's on very easy. Although this is actually a fairly difficult German deck because they've got some,
I think I've been
like
hit.
they've got pamphlets and stuff in this, haven't they? So
My
oh, my
engine's
plane's
on
falling
fire.
back. That isn't doing much. Okay.
I think I've been hit.
Yeah, let's just send all those Shermans off the road.
Commandant.
Well, the Russian army buys whatever it can from anywhere. I've seen that they've got loads of their really bad thermal suits that they kept getting droned and like sold on Temu and AliExpress.
Target
But like I said,
neutralized.
I normally just use AliExpress for because that's like Chinese eBay, isn't it? Essentially, or Chinese Amazon, more like because Alibaba is like the big one for vendors, isn't it? And then AliExpress is the one where you can buy like as an individual rather than like buying in bulk as a vendor.
One more kill.
Oh yeah, since I did that video on these red kind of GP5s, the Chinese TF1s in red, 44 of those are sold via my affiliate link. 44 in like a week. That's really good. I mean, I barely got any money for it because they're quite cheap
We have
masks.
men
So
down.
with the thing, I think it's like I get about 10 cents for one of these, but that's still quite a lot. But in about a week, because again, loads of people obviously just wanted bright red gas masks. Timu Putin and Albino Trump, yeah, band name, yeah. I was watching some more of that guy's videos earlier, Mike, now you mention that. The one about queuing up in Greg's and falling over in Asda or whatever they were. Right, shall I play as the Russians in this? Because I haven't really played as the Russians. Do I actually have a Russian deck? No, I don't think I... Or do I? Soviet defense. Let's play Soviet defense. In breathing. I mean, if you're sealing off the thing, then it would Alright, let's play against Stug Life. This is a Soviet defensive deck. I want a different map than that one, though. Again, I don't know what... Let's just do this. Again, they've changed the deck. I want them to be Stug Life. Again, I'll put them on very easy, just so the AI doesn't really cheat as much. Sealing off question mark, I don't know what you mean. But if you mean, what I'm saying is it when you like pressure check it? Because obviously your mask should go tight to your face if you pressure check it. Right, okay. It's very infantry heavy on the west side of this map. So... But I've got a load of stuff like this, so... This might go very badly. Let's just stick a load of ISUs and stuff there. Let's get a load of artillery in. Which of these comes with the supply vehicle? I think it's these. Yeah, it is those. Right, unload. Get Recon Valentines as Russia. I need some anti-air as well.
Да, давай. Слушаю. Быстро. Точно.
Did I say I was playing against Stug Life? I can't remember what deck I was playing against. There's one of the ones I made. If it's Stug Life, that's obviously like a German tank one with lots of Stugs in. I want to set those to fire at will, my artillery guns. Valentines are really slow. I've played World at War and the really old CODs. If you mean the one called COD World War II or whatever, no, I've never played that because it's one of the more modern ones, so I didn't like it. But World at War's good. Proper old World at War. Although when I played that recently, it runs like absolute shit now because it just crashes non-stop on modern PCs. Online class, so you're meant to be learning. Well, I suppose this is a history game, isn't it? I'm playing at the moment, even if I'm not probably playing it very realistically. Yeah, I've got the quite... Oh, I could actually, if it's still installed after this, I could launch Men of War 2. Okay, I haven't actually played it, so you're saying it's actually alright. Because, but it's not Vanguard, is it, or whatever, that has, like, a black Wehrmacht soldier or something. I can't remember what it was, or a black Soviet woman or something. And it, you know, like, oh, we want the modern audience, so it's completely historically inaccurate. Alright, yeah, Call of Duty World War 2 as opposed to, yeah, Vanguard, whatever it's called. Russian light equivalents, the 88, let's get a couple of those and stick them there. Valentines are so slow. Yeah, Men of War, the most recent Men of War, I think I've got installed, so when this game ends, I'll see if that's installed, I'll launch that, because I don't think a lot of people know about the modern Men of War. It's probably been quite updated since I last played it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I sort of thought everybody was on about stuff. But yeah, no, I've not played COD World at War. Obviously, I played World at War, not World War 2. Sorry, I played World at War and like the really old CODs. It was only recently I played COD 1 properly, as in I've had it for years on like an old DVD or multiple CD-ROM case. But it was only recently I actually played through all of it, because when I played it when I was younger, there was like one mission I kept getting stuck on. So it was only recently I actually played through all that and completed it, although COD 1 hasn't aged that well. Because it's actually kind of COD 2 where like the regen health and all that sort of stuff comes into it, that, you know, most people are familiar with COD kind of thing. Right, let's deploy my Mobix. Yeah, Modern Warfare 1 is still my favourite of the CODs. Again, I didn't mind the other Modern Warfares, but Modern Warfare 1 is definitely my favourite still of all of them. That's the one I've like replayed the most times. Where it's like the Russian ultranationalists, isn't it? Like getting nukes, and you've got like the kind of invasion of Iraq type thing that goes on with America in it. And Al-Assad or something, he's called the bad guy. And there's the guy with one arm from the all gillied up mission. I don't know, it depends. Sometimes if I'm streaming literally just on my phone on the camera, I get more people on. Also depends on the notifications, because sometimes sometimes I can do a stream and still sometimes get 50 or 60 people on at once. It just is really random. It depends. Again, if I stream later in the day, it's better for, I know, people in America, but sometimes I'm too tired to stream at that time. Yeah, although I prefer, again, with Hans Zimmer, the annoying thing for me with Hans Zimmer, and I think Hans Zimmer himself has said this, I like Hans Zimmer's earlier stuff a lot more than the stuff he's famous for. Because the problem was Hans Zimmer said he basically got typecast into doing one kind of soundtrack. So, like, he became famous for doing, you know, like, a style of music, if you like. Whereas, yeah. So, like, COD 4's soundtrack is by somebody who just did like a few TV things, and I think Sean Murray's good, who did World at War and Black Ops 1, because that's quite prog rocky, some of the tracks in that. But yeah, like Hans Zimmer's early stuff is very different than the stuff Hans Zimmer is more famous for now. Like Hans Zimmer now is a lot more famous for like very repetitive sounding like droney music, whereas his older soundtracks are stuff like because he did Muppets Treasure Island as well. But like I said, the old Hans Zimmer is very different than like, you know, like the sort of Christopher Nolan era Hans Zimmer, if you like. Yeah, I think like I was saying, Rajiv, it's not the fact he can't do them. I think he says a lot of people, when they hire him though, want him to do like, oh, do something that sounds like Batman Begins, you know, or whatever. They like want a particular thing from him. They want the Nolan style Hans Zimmer, not like, because again, the Rock soundtrack I like a lot more, say for example, than you know, like a lot of the stuff he's done for Nolan. Like the Rock soundtrack is genuinely, I think, quite good. And like I said, there's nothing wrong if you like some of his other stuff. But did he do Gladiator as well? I'm trying to remember, or was that somebody else that did Gladiator? But like I said, I know with Hans Zimmer, it's one of those things he himself has like complained about. You know, he says that, you know, a lot of the times the stuff that gets him money isn't the stuff he really wants to compose, but it's, you know, what he's kind of become typecast as. Okay, yeah. So again, it's like a typecasting thing, you know, it's like where Tim Curry ended up playing kind of villains a lot and like very much Frankenfurter type characters. Whereas, again, like Tim Curry was very much typecast. Yeah, it's a balalaika, isn't it, Kevin? They've got in the Russian part, I think. The really kind of good sounding string instrument. But yeah, it's the reason I like the, what do you call it, is Black Ops soundtrack, because it's got a very similar bit to it. Because again, there's some of the Reznov's in Black Ops, isn't he? And it's like, because there's a really good track, again, I can't play it on here because I'll get a copyright strike. But if you look up, I think it's called Anvil Remix, and it's the bit when, like, the MK Ultra bit gets revealed, again, spoilers, in the plot of Black Ops. And, like, that track is really good, because it's all, like, balalaicas and, like, weird, distorted, sort of sounding noises. It's very, very similar. Oh, Rooftops is really good, actually, saying that. Rooftops from, the Black Ops soundtrack's really good. I think that's the bit from Kowloon Walled City. Yeah, and like you said, they've got a Doctor Strange thing. Again, it's like, I have nothing against music. It's just, it's not really exactly my kind of music, Rajib. But I can see why you like it. Like I said, there's a lot of bands where I want to like them. It's just sometimes that, you know, like, I don't dislike them. It's just, there's quite often bands that, you know, like a load of my mates like. And like, I can see the appeal. It's just, don't grip me, you know. It's not so much the voice, it's just I prefer the instrumental stuff to the stuff with the lyrics in all honesty. Yeah, again, I can't blame you for trying to get me into them. Again, some of my mates really like Muse, and stuff like that. It's just, again, that's the kind of thing, isn't it? Sometimes you just, something just catches your fancy and sometimes it doesn't. Again, there's music I like and I couldn't tell you why I'd like it. It's just, sometimes there's stuff that I think, this sounds crap, but I like it. It's like junk food, I suppose, isn't it? You know, there's people could be like, oh, there's this very nice French meal with all of these little bits on the side and all the garlic, and then I'm like, just want a fucking like Chinese sweet and sour, don't I? Or a Greg's sausage roll. Yeah, I don't go to, but saying that, Rajiv, I don't do jihad because of music. I don't behead people because they dislike the music I like. But saying about music, though, ISIS had some fucking bangers, despite how evil cunts they were. Although, I think with ISIS, it was, like, other, like, Arabic music, wasn't it? They just kind of co-opted. But some of those nasheeds were pretty banging, despite the fact, you know. But yeah, there we go. That would be the thing I get arrested for, is Kia can arrest me now. Just, oh, he likes ISIS because he said some of the ISIS music was alright. Yeah, North Korea does. Again, the Soviets had some good music, even though, again, like I said, just don't like the Soviet Union. Nazi Germany had some good music as well. You know, lots of evil regimes have good music and good uniforms. Again, that's kind of how you get people to go along with them. If they were just boring looking, you know, nobody would like them. Right, I'm just going to Alt-Tab this and check. So it's Men of War I want to have a look for, isn't it? Men of War. Yeah, I've got Men of War 2 installed. So I'll have a look at that in a bit. Because that was the one that only came out like a couple of years ago. It's a Ukrainian developer. 2024 it came out. If you like Soviet music, Rajiv, do you know all about the things where they used to use X-rays to get like banned music into the Soviet Union? I can't remember exactly how they did it. It's one of those things people into music know about. And it's where they used to get like vinyls or something brought in via X-rays, as in like, you know, where it was meant to look like medical X-rays, but they somehow like had the vinyls in it. Again, somebody who knows how the music stuff works will know all about it. But yeah, so there's like literally a kind of genre type thing called like the Soviet X-ray stuff. Oh yeah, Mike, if you're still on, I'll show you my granddad's lighter again. If you're on, say hello in the chat again, and I'll pull it out. But I have got a video coming up on some of these, but I just got it out earlier because Right, yeah. So when we're going through my granddad's stuff, this he's got, which was really nice. So he's got his initials on it. That B-E-W, Bernard, was it Ernst, something like that, or Ernest? No, it's Ernest, isn't it? Williams. So it's like that. So it's obviously his old cigarette case thing. And so yeah, it's one of those cigarette cases, but then it's got a lighter built into the side of it. Yeah, but bear in mind, a load of my granddad's stuff I don't have yet, because of the fact that, like obviously we're doing all his house clearance type stuff at the moment. But I don't think any of my relatives have objections to me, you know, like any of his medals or anything like that by the sound of it. So, but like I said, it's obviously we have to go through all his stuff, and that could take absolutely ages. Because again, I won his box of World War II photos, but we don't know where that is at the moment. So it's like one of those ones of, you know, like I said, somewhere he's got like a tin filled with all his World War II photographs, and I'll obviously do a video. With some of those, as well as doing a video, I might try and scan all them in properly. You know, because obviously some of those are like, you know, if it's just personal photographs taken by him and people he served with, they're not going to be on like any, you know, history museum type things. So obviously, I want to kind of like preserve those. But yeah, it's just finding it. Yeah, it's just finding them. That's the thing. Because he's shown them me before, but I didn't say to him, oh, when you die, can you tell me where these pictures are so I can have them? I didn't say that to him, you know. So I've already got. He wanted me to have his watch that I bought him as for a birthday gift one year, so I've got that back. Even though that's like it's not nothing special, it's like a modern watch you can still buy. It's just when I bought him because it had a really big face on that. That's good, Rajiv. Yeah, like I said, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like that sort of stuff is worth preserving. Yeah. So what was that? Why was there a German bullet in the UK? Was that just one somebody had randomly got on them or whatever? Alright, let me push up the thing, because again, I don't think the AI is really going to do much until I force it to do something in this game. Let's get some M3 leaves. Oh, Panzer free. Oh, so they're shooting artillery at me. Oh, my guns are going to counter back. Okay, interesting. I suppose maybe it was like one from a range or something, because again, people used to shoot Mausers over here. They used to be very popular guns for, you know, just civilian shooters, Mausers. If it was a 7.92 or whatever caliber is that Mausers are in. Oh, that's nice, Mike, yeah. But yeah, it's just like one of those things, isn't it, of just sort of looking through all those things. Again, there were some really nice, like, young childhood pictures of me that my mum found in, like, one of my granddads, or it would have been even my granddad or my grandma's, like, you know, one of their shelves, where it's just, like, old, really old, like, you know, like, washed out, you know, old film print ones, and it's like, what's quite sweet is there was a load of me, you know, like as a baby, as a toddler, you know, as like an early teenager or whatever, where they just kept all the pictures of me, you know, like going up in age. And I think he'd got one from like his other grandson, which would be my cousin, like a similar thing, you know. So my aunts had those for their family, outside their family, you know, where him and obviously my grandma had, like, you know, as their grandkids were growing up, they got like a timeline of the pictures.
Разговорчики в строю.
An old Nokia did have anything interesting on it. Speaking of smelling funny, that's the only problem with stuff like this. Has that really weird, like, metal smell that, you know, gets on your hands. Don't know what the name for that is. There's obviously a name for it, like, you know, like that old kind of metallic smell that, like I said, some of the surplus British stuff has, like, weird fish oil smell to it, because it's obviously the preservative they used on it. Like the old Geiger counters and that have a weird fishy smell. But again, it's because it's like, yeah, exactly, like an acoustic guitar, exactly that, Rajiv. It's like the kind of tinny bit of the metal. I quite like Mark Felton's videos. I don't watch all of them, but Mark Felton's videos are alright. Interesting thing on Mark Felton was when I was in Germany, the actual proper tour guide was bringing up some of Mark Felton's content, because apparently like Mark Felton was one of the only people that had done a YouTube video or like whatever covering like a real historical thing, you know, and it was one of those things that like actual people into history knew about, but you know, like it's quite hard to find like documentary stuff on. Yeah, again, fish oil kind of smell, Kevin. A load of the British stuff, like I said, used to have like a weird fishy smell to it. Like, hang on, I've got something here. Again, you won't be able to smell it through the microphone, obviously, but let me get one of the things that has that kind of smell. I'm going to have a piss again when I get up as well. Yeah, back in a sec.
Бросайте машину. Яблочко.
Санитар! Санитар!
Right, but yeah, Argos things are great for that. So right, these things, the old British dosimeter chargers, same with the Radiacs of this era and all the other things, these have a really strong kind of fishy smell to it. So from the outside it doesn't have the smell, but as soon as you open like the battery compartment bit up on these, so let me just get a screwdriver out.
Зацепили!
Right. Yeah, that is a really strong smell. It's not, I don't find it unpleasant. Some other people I've showed these things to really hate this smell. But, yeah, these to me, is kind of a bit like a cod liver oil smell. But it's like, you can smell the old electronics mixed in with it as well. But yeah, it's like, it's not like a really unpleasant smell, but it's, yeah, it's not the same as the American surplus stuff though, Kevin, that's the thing. This is a dosimeter charger, Rajiv, for the pen dosimeters. Like these. You push them in and charge them up. Hang on, I'll demonstrate how it works if I can get it to do it on camera. Well, can't really do it on camera, but you know what I mean. Sort of, let me just get the thing back on properly. Right, my guys all getting whacked because I'm not paying attention. Oh, it's the Scudderfors over there. Alright, do any of these guys have an anti-tank weapon? Or not?
Борис, ложись!
Это Сергей, женщина.
Maybe I'll ask an AI like ChatGPT to tell me what the actual thing is in these that have the smell to them. Because I actually am genuinely curious to know what the aroma is that comes from these. But yeah, so with these, how they work is I have to kind of do it flat on the desk for it to work. You put your dosimeter pen into it and look through it. A light bulb comes on. Yeah, so it's still got a bit of... Again, it's going to be really hard to show that through there, but... So... This at the moment is... Oh, it's actually perfectly on 0 Rontgen. But, yeah, you look through this and then you dial the thing to get the number to finish off on the 0. Again, for like re-zeroing the dosimeter pens. So it's basically an electric... I've got the hand crank one as well, which is cool. But the hand crank one requires you to put a big, like, natural light source near it, and then you do the hand crank to build up a charge. Again, you get a bit of the capacitor smell with it, Rajiv, but it's not that. It's like some sort of oily smell. So let me look up what these exact things are called. The British MD3 smells like it as well. We'll ask ChatGPT while I'm on. Look, so ChatGPT, what is the smell that British Cold War dosimeter chargers and the MD3 radiation detector have? It is a slightly fishy smell. I don't know what you mean by what frame can you get for a legal airsoft and blank, because you can't have legal really blanks in the UK anymore. Well, you can, but and with airsoft it's all down to UCARA stuff. The slightly fishy amine-like smell people notice in British Cold War Radiac gear, like the MD3 Radiac meter, or dosimeter chargers like the #1 Radiac charger, is actually a fairly well-known phenomenon amongst collectors of old military electronics. Degrading phenolic resin and varnish. Many British military instruments in the 50s, 70s use phenolic resin, bakelite type materials and varnish coils. As they age, they slowly break down, release amines and phenolic, which produce fishy smells, slight ammonia-like smells, sometimes sweet chemical smell. Aging rubber and sealing compounds, rubber gaskets, blah 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 blah. And it says it could also be the capacitor and things like that. Yeah, because again it says Soviet things have a completely different smell. And yeah, so again it's... again, in the UK, sadly you can't just buy a realistic looking airsoft gun because of all the UCARA bullshit. So it's one of those things where if you wanted to get one, you have to play airsoft for long enough and then buy them from a thing. Again, like in theory, there's no reason you can't buy one that isn't two-tone. It's just that basically nowhere wants to... Like I'm saying, yeah, this is the thing. So the problem is that unless you're like a registered person, nobody wants the risk of selling a non-two-tone gun to you. So like the only ones I've got that aren't two-tone are ones that I've bought from a friend who used to play airsoft, and then, you know, add all the licenses or whatever. You know, I know it's not technically a license, but you get what I mean. And then, you know, because he did a private sale to me, it was fine. But the thing is, the problem is, like, actual shops don't want to ever sell to people without the UCARA thing, because it's like a legal get out of jail clause for them, if that makes sense. To smell the sad communism. What, can you hear the screaming soul of Ceausescu in it, Kevin? Yeah, that's you don't want to be on that register, do you? I'm not allowed near local schools, near local schools, near local schools. I'm not allowed near local schools. The probation service tagged me. Yeah, you have to be 18 and then you can only buy a two-tone one unless you have a UCARA. Again, in theory, like I said, it's not like the weird thing with the UCARA thing is it's not even a legal thing, right? So there's nothing stopping people selling you a complete, what they call a realistic imitation firearm one. The problem is that most sellers don't want to risk it themselves. It's a bit like how certain things with guns in the UK you can have without the so it's like say like with like the black powder guns in the UK. Like with the black powder ones, it's like, and like the obsolete firearms, there's lots of them where even if companies or like businesses or whatever can legally sell you some of the bits, they want you to have a shotgun certificate or a Section 1 like rifle license because they feel more covered. Like, you know, they feel like more insured. I don't know what the proper way of saying it is, but they're like covering their own arse is basically what it is. Because, like, what was good is when I bought one of my airsoft guns, even though it was a two-tone one, the salesman at the shop, because he was obviously quite into it, explained all the legality to me, and he was basically saying he was like saying, like, legally I could sell you one without, you know, you having a UCARA and all that, but he's like, I don't want to take the legal risk. But like one of the guns, like he sold, like I bought there, he goes, the good thing with this gun is, he goes, it's exchangeable furniture. So he goes, if you buy this one, and he goes, you know, and I didn't tell you this, you then go online and buy, you know, just black furniture or camo furniture for this same gun, you know, using these part numbers, you know, he goes, like, legally I've not done anything wrong, but he's like, you know, you've got around that, but he's like, you know, I can't encourage you to do that, because again, with the UK stuff, what was I going to say, it's like, in theory, you can legally, if you have a airsoft thing, spray paint your gun, but then I hear other people say you can't do that because you're then making a mock-up firearm. And again, I've never found the exact thing with what's legal and what's not, you know, because it's always like people's opinions with it. I don't know if there's ever been a test case. Like, obviously, if you got a two-tone airsoft gun, painted it black, and then you held up a shop with it, that would obviously be illegal, but I don't think it's because of the fact you've painted an airsoft gun that. It's because you're doing, like, armed robbery, essentially. Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. It's like, with a lot of the airsoft stuff in the UK, though, the rules are very strange how they've changed around it. They're not like, you know, with some things, like, the laws make perfect sense. With a lot of the airsoft stuff, they don't necessarily make a lot of sense, because again, it was like where, I think at one point they were going to ban it entirely, and then it was like all the two-tone stuff was brought in, so they didn't have to ban it, but, you know, they made it more restricted. So chavs didn't hold up shops with, like, airsoft guns, or threaten people with airsoft guns. I think it was something like that. But it's the same reason that you can have, like, air rifles that are more dangerous than airsoft guns, that look like real guns, and you can buy those just by being over 18 without a license. But with the airsoft stuff, there's a lot more hoops to it, even though it's more of a toy. Again, lots of the rules do not make sense in the UK stuff, but because they're like all different laws that came in at different times with different politicians doing stupid stuff. It's like with the zombie knives, right? With the zombie knives ones where, like, it was a bright green one, as long as it wasn't a blade shape that they later decided wasn't an allowed blade shape, as long as you painted that, like, green plastic handle black, it suddenly wasn't a zombie knife anymore. And, like, maybe ground the writing off the blade that said, like, zombie killer or something on the blade. It's all like, you know, it's all a load of bollocks, all that stuff. Because again, it's not laws that a sensible person's come up with. It's all like, oh, it's lawyers like Keir Starmer decided to come up with these laws. That's why they're stupid. That's why they don't work, in my opinion. Right, fuck it, let's just spam all my vehicles in, because we want to play something else, don't we? And I mean, it's fine because I'm chatting with you guys, but I'm not really playing the game. I'm looking more at the chat than what I'm doing in the game. I don't get what you mean, doesn't say machete. Again, it's not what it says with a zombie knife. Because again, it's like with some of the zombie knives, it wasn't... Like, some of the knives that they said you can't have were literally because of the writing on them and the colours. Not because of anything else. Like, now they've brought more stuff in to, like, do with the serrations on it and other bollocks like that. But, yeah, exactly, Kevin. This is the thing. Like, I keep bringing up to people, not that I want them to change the law, but, again, most of the stabbings in the UK happen with fucking kitchen knives anyway, because they're just so cheap and, you know, it's harder for the police to trace them if it's a mass-produced knife. I was just looking where the FS was on my desk, but I've probably put it away somewhere. But the point I was going to get at with that is that, yeah, so if I wanted to kill somebody, again, this isn't the FS, but it will serve the point, this, like, US-style bayonet. So, yeah, US M4 style bayonet. This, legally, is considered less scary by the law or whatever than the fucking zombie knife. But I bet you this would be a better knife for killing somebody because it was designed to do that. You know, again, so you can get giant fucking military bayonets and commando knives and that are specifically designed for stabbing people to death, and the law finds them less scary. Again, this, to the law, in some ways, is less scary than a zombie knife. even though this is a fucking infantry saber. You know, light cavalry saber, technically. So, you know, this, even though I'd much fucking rather have this than the fucking zombie knife if I had to defend myself, this is not considered as scary by law. But again, the laws are made by people that don't understand any of the shit they legislate anyway, so why is that not going into its scabbard properly? There we go, just a bit of resistance. You don't need ID to buy a machete now, Army. If you're over 18, again they can ask you for ID, but they don't jot your name down, all that. Although there was some shit, apparently they wanted to change the legislation that, like, if you buy any knife online, they record who it is that's bought it and all that. Even though, again, it's not actually going to, you know, affect anything to do with knife crime, is it? But yeah, I agree with you in the sense that a zombie knife is like, it's because, like, chavvy type people on council estates and drug dealers and all that and wannabe gangsters can wave a serrated blade and they think it looks scarier. But, you know, personally I'd be more afraid of the person that doesn't wave a knife at you, has it concealed, just pulls it out and, like, sewing machine stabs you to death with it, because they fucking know what they're doing with it, rather than somebody who's like, oh, look at my big knife, with my drill rap music and all that. Again, it's like the person screaming loudly and making threats is probably less likely to actually attack somebody than the person that is, like, completely silent, just goes up to you, you know, does the business and leaves. But anyway, right, let's try and finish this game off, then we'll have a look at that more modern Men of War game. Because like I said, otherwise I'm just going to be stuck doing this. Not that this is a bad game, but it's just kind of, we might as well have a look at something that's a bit more engaging for when, right, let's send all of this horde of tanks slightly forwards. Valentines are just so bloody slower. It's funny, but what does it actually, can I get their info card up? What is the Valentine's road speed is 24 kilometers an hour. So that's like, what, 10 to 15 miles per hour or something. It's awful. Valentine's, I like Valentine, it's a cool tank, but it's not very good for road speed. Yeah, so it's Valentine is way slower than that big fucking ISU.
Да, товарищ. В нас попали. Хорошее попадание.
Did I put all the artillery guns on fire at where I did? Because there's loads of them now, all targeting where that stug is. Well, that's an M43, that's the Italian little self-propelled thing. Although that's got quite a scary gun on it. Well, it's also, there's no reason to have swords in modern combat, is there? Because, again, it's like the size and weight of it, there's no reason to have a sword. Again, bayonets are practical, because you can have it as a little knife that also works on a rifle, or whatever, or a utility knife that can do several things, but, like, yeah, you wouldn't, again, like, swords made sense during the age of cavalry and everything else. It's just that, you know, it looks nice on parade, but, you know, swords were only really for fighting other people with swords. In a sense.
Готов взять на себя командование, товарищ.
Oh, it's the 88mm on the truck. That's like quite Objective lost. Which objective just got lost? Anyway, let's slowly move all those guns up there. Might as well move all those bits forwards there. Just buy in as many planes as I can, because like I said, I just want to end this game, because I've not got a time limit set. Otherwise it's just going to drag on and on and on.
Да, товарищ капитан.
Осторожно, заметен противник.
It's another like...
Есть!
Yeah, if you find stuff, don't say about it online if you don't declare it to the police, because otherwise you'll get yourself in a whole heap of trouble. Oh, yes, I've actually got that on my wish list, I think, Pepsi Man. I'm quite looking forward to that. I've never played the tabletop one, but again, like with like the 40k style games that have translated quite well to tabletop, you know, like tabletop games, sorry, that have translated quite well, like Battle Sector or whatever the one is that's quite a faithful thing of the tabletop. Yeah, I like the look of bolt action, because again, I don't have the time and patience and the money to, you know, get loads of fucking models and paint them and find somebody to play with and all that, even though I did quite like doing that with Warhammer. But, you know, but again, where you can just do it against the PC and you can try different units without having to spend all the money on the figurines, yeah, bolt action I definitely play. Ah, shame, but I suppose multi-tools are more practical, aren't they? Because they've got the beer openers on or whatever, the bottle openers. Because again, like that's the fucking thing that I find funny, is that the Galil actually has a purpose-built bottle opener on it because of all the Israeli troops damaging the feed lips on foul mags or whatever it was, by, you know, fucking, you know, using them to open bottles. Plastic knives, what do you mean by that? Do you mean like actual knives that would work that are made out of plastic so they don't set off metal detectors, or do you mean like plastic cutlery or like fake knives? Because you can also in theory get ceramic knives that are probably better than plastic knives for not setting off a metal detector. No, I've never seen the military grade ones. I've seen the kind of like cold steel ones where they do the training knives that, you know, people can spar with, that are like heavy duty plastic, like polypropylene or whatever, and those make sense. But yeah, I've never seen. What? Where did the winter Germans come from? These Russians of them. You just happen to have these Wehrmacht soldiers? I think you should be investigated by Herr Keir Starmer. Maybe you are a Nazi. Why do you have these Germans? I would like to be knowing of where you have found these Germans, yeah, Pepsi Man. Again, is Gerber one of those... I was thinking of Leatherman, not Gerber, but I was going to say, because were they still decent quality ones, or were they ones where, as in they were like, you know, like absolute shit here? Because like, I know old Leathermans used to be quite decent, and supposedly they went to absolute shit Leatherman. But I don't know if Gerber was similar to the multi-tools, or whatever. Like I said, Alibaba and AliExpress, some of the Chinese multi-tools now are genuinely fucking good. Yeah, I did Warno on a stream the other day and it got demonetized because I got like 7 different copyright claims because of the music in Warno. Even though the music's really good in it. If I play that, I need to make sure I turn the audio off before I stream any of Warno again. We're going to have a look at Men of War in a bit anyway, once this game ends. I've been playing this game like an absolute idiot, by the way, because I got bored and just... Alright, yeah, tell you what, let's just quit this, and let's have a look at Men of War, because that might be a bit more interesting. Because like I said, I haven't played that in ages. So, but yeah, according to this anyway, it's degrading phenolenic resin and varnish that gives these things the cool smell. Like I said, I quite like that smell. It's a weird smell, but I quite like it. It's not unpleasant. That thing. Right, so Men of War 2. was what I was going to have a look at. Yeah, but Bolt Action, have they actually got a release date for it yet? No, it just says to be announced. Well, I said I quite like the look of this. I like the fact they still made them look like models rather than trying to make them look like super detailed units. Alright, cool, yeah. But yeah, so... yeah, when the game starts up, I'll immediately turn the music off, just in case this has, like, loads of copyrighted music in it as well. Like I said, I haven't played this in a while, so it's probably had a load of fixes to things in it as well. But it still wasn't bad when it came out. It was, you know, it wasn't one of those horribly broken games, but it was one of those ones that, oh, I have to read through a really long thing. I have read, can accept. I've probably... Why can't I click accept? Does they know I have not... hide stats, I don't plan on playing multiplayer. There we go. Yeah, the thing that annoyed me of Gates of Hell, even though a lot of people like Gates of Hell, is that Ostfront, or whatever it is, Gates of Hell, if I'm thinking of the right thing, is kind of like an expansion to that game where you can go first person as the soldiers, but you can't do it in Ostfront, or whatever it is, which is really annoying. Right, sound. Where's music? Let's just turn that off so I don't get a copyright strike. Apply. Oh great, I've turned the music off and it's not stopped the music. Right, so... campaigns. What's the one where you can just do like a single mission? Because those are obviously like actual proper missions, aren't they? But I thought there was a way in this you could just do a bit like Assault Squad, where let's just try story. Finished 100%. I haven't done the Falaise Pocket, whatever it is. Let's play the one as America. We'll play it on easy because I haven't played this in ages, so... Game settings, realism. That's probably more fun. Oh, allow this through the firewall. MP600, right, cool. I'll try and remember that, even though, like I said, I'm not really in the market to buying a multi-tool. But like I said, some of the Chinese ones. Oh, what I've got that's kind... I haven't done a video on this. One of my mates got it for me. Is it still here on the table? If so, I will show it you in a second. I thought, oh yeah, there it is. It's underneath the monitor. This is kind of cool. So it's a credit card kind of multi-tool, this thing. So I'll just get that to see if it's in frame properly. So it's like one bit's a bottle opener. There's like a ruler on it as well. Like various kind of like different things. So this is kind of like a cool weird thing that I haven't seen before. And the bottle opener does work on this. I've used it a load of times. It didn't bend the metal. Obviously, it's nowhere near as durable as a proper multi-tool, but I just thought it was an interesting way of having like a tool that you could put in your wallet. Because unlike the Swiss Army card, Swiss cards, it's actually more of a real credit card size. So because the problem with the Swiss card one that I've got is it's actually too big for a lot of wallets' credit card slots. Do you like drinking or smoking? I've got a beer here at the moment, even though I haven't drunk much of it on the stream. I like alcohol too much, as in I need to be careful around it. Smoking, used to smoke, don't smoke anymore. Now and again I have like nicotine gum or nicotine things, but I'm not reliant on it. Any hard substances that YouTube probably doesn't like me talking about, even though I think they're personally less harmful than alcohol. Like the wacky tobacco we won't talk about on here because, like I said, YouTube probably doesn't like it. Yeah, to quote Stonewall Jackson, "Find I like it too much." Oh, that's kind of interesting. Emergency. Something fell over then, I don't know what it was. Right, okay, so what am I meant to be doing? Was there some objective? Oh, help allies. So the allies defending there, or are they attacking there? I guess the allies are the defending guys. I think this mission I did before and I got pissed off with it because it was quite difficult.
Get moving.
Right, hopefully we can kill the guys on that gun without the gun getting destroyed. Because then I might be able to man the gun. Quick, shoot the bastard on the gun! Oh, I'm playing as American, aren't I, not Germans? Oh yeah, this is probably why I didn't like this mission, look, because you just get derped now and again. Like, I'm trying to see if I can do a normal battle in this. Because like I said, I haven't played this in ages, so I need to get good at it again. So how do I do a regular battle in this? Historical... Oh, let's do Operation Overlord. I know what D-Day is. And we'll play on very easy. Is that so? Was the handcuff key just for those like generic handcuffs that always use the same key type? Hunting's a tiger. Vapes. I haven't used a vape in ages. I've got a vape somewhere, but I don't know where any of my e-liquids are, and you know I probably wouldn't use that vape now. It's so old. I'd probably buy a new one. But last time I vaped, it was just disposable vapes, because again I prefer the idea of it, of a disposable vape, because you don't have to replace the coils in it or anything. Again, there's a guy that cooperative, like I said, that he was in one of my videos called Andy, and he watches my stuff, and he weirds me out a bit because he looks fairly similar to me. He's balding a bit more than me, but I think he's about a year older, so that's probably why. But you know, looks fairly similar to me, similar height, similar interests. Used to work with him. You know, also a Spurg like me. So, you know, he kind of rolled the exact Mr. Bean-looking Anglo sort of stereotype, whatever you call them, like, you know, physiology builds or whatever the word is. You know, where he basically, you know, ends up the same height, same kind of Mr. Bean-looking sort of thing, you know, rather than the North FC-looking sort of Englander, because you can turn up, you know, you kind of have a load of presets. So what am I meant to do? Be clearing out a thing? Oh, examine the site. Again, I just want to do one of the proper missions in this. How do I do that? You know, just like one of the ones where it's like with Assault Squad, where you attack all the points. And yeah, doppelganger, exactly. That's kind of the thing. That, you know, like, if somebody hadn't seen you in a couple of years, he could probably do a really good job of impersonating me, or I could with him. You know, because you look similar enough and have a similar enough sort of set of interests. Conquest, is it maybe Conquest, or is that Rapid Advance Engagement? Let's try Raid. And let's play as fucking Germany, why not? Village Winter. Very easy. Let's just see if this is what I think it is. Alright, cool. Normally, again, though, I only really play PvE stuff on it. I don't really do PvP. Because, like I said, I just don't have the patience for it anymore. While this is going on, I just want to see if it doesn't break the stream while I'm doing it, because it's download, not upload. Men of War Assault Squad 2 had a load of the good mods for it, didn't it? Because there's like a really good Italy mod for Assault Squad 2, if I remember right. So I might just reinstall that. Oh, and a load of stuff has updates as well. Oh, what's the big patch for Incursion Red River? Oh, it's not a new map or anything. Alright, cool. I might have to re-look at Gates of Hell, but like I said, I've not done it in ages. Okay, prepare to fight. So is this a normal style game? Ah, yeah, I think this is more like the type of game I was thinking of, where you call units in, don't you? Right, where do my units spawn? When I call them in. But fair has the big things. Yeah, exactly, Kevin. There is more types than that. But what I'm saying is you kind of end up, I suppose, because small gene pool of what people look like. Probably because of inbred islanders. Even though apparently I think Brits are less inbred than you'd kind of think. It's like one of those funny things. Where, because I swear there was something like this with the fucking in World War II, right? Where the Nazis were doing this thing of like, you know, oh, it's a pure Aryan races and all this shit. And it turned out that, like, the actual preserved amount of German DNA was better in like Brits than it was in actual Germans. Again, that's probably because of inbreeding, isn't it? But it was just kind of fucking funny of the sort of one of those things of, you know, again, how do I spawn all my pack guns in? Where do they spawn when I? Oh, I see. It was just where I right clicked. Okay. Alright, how do I unhitch them? This is the problem because I haven't played this in ages. I don't remember all the fucking, like, keys for detached cargo. Yeah, there we go.
Wir warten auf Ihre Befehle, Kommandant.
Where's the front line going to be? Probably that way, I assume.
Verstanden. Angriff!
Bereit zum Einsatz.
Oh, I can just right click like that.
Die
Okay.
Gruppe ist bereit für den Einsatz. Oder will hier jemand eine Kaffeepause?
Yeah, again, graphics aren't what makes and breaks a game now, it's gameplay, isn't it? Oh, Assault Squad 2 is already downloaded on my good internet now, so we could just have a look at that. If I can find a workshop thing. So there was like ones where you could play as Italy in that, where people had done mods for it. That was quite good. Again, I'll if I stream this, I'll have to get back into the game and remember how this works, because so the problem with this is I'm trying to play it, but obviously because I've already done all the tutorial stuff like 2 years ago. I can't remember how many of these mechanics work. I don't think I ever turn red when I drink. I turn red when my eczema gets bad, but I don't think I turn red when I drink. Right, so Assault Squad 2. Does this have workshop? Yes, right. Let's find the Italy one. I think as well I need to turn the music off in this because I think it oh look, there's Moustache Man. Actually, rather than searching Italy, if I search most popular all time, it probably will have all like the faction packs and stuff. Also, we can also play Star Wars, Warhammer as well, zombie stuff. Oh, has it remembered all the things I previously had subscribed to? But yeah, actually, if I've got it installed, let me show you that game I was thinking of. So it's not Men of War, it's the one the Ostfront is built on, isn't it? Call to Arms, right. So, Call to Arms, because again, lots of people have played Ostfront, but I don't think they've played this. And this is kind of interesting, because it's, this thing is like, I think I might have streamed this before. Oh, it's Valor. Okay, I'll have a look at some point, thanks. But yeah, I'm kind of just getting straight. But so this was made by the Men of War people, I'm pretty sure. And again, I'll turn the music off in a second in case it fucks me over with copyright bullshit. Interface music is probably menus, isn't it? So, yeah, there we go. Right, so in this, right, again, it might already have mods on, because again, the mods, how do you turn the mods on and off unless they're in a really weird place, aren't they? I think it's got the Ukraine mod probably currently on, or maybe something else. Or is it extras? Again, no, it's threat blocked localization.exe. I don't think that's a virus. I think that's something to do with the game. Single player missions. Let's see what missions turn up. Okay, I can do some of the base game. Let's do the Bundeswehr. And let's do the first mission on easy, but hardcore realism, because I think that means like most of the enemies die in a single bullet or whatever. And airport too far, right. It's alright. It was just because I thought it was going to stop me playing the main game, but it hasn't. Because I think I had the Ukraine versus Russia mod, but you couldn't do that in the campaign. It was just one that like worked in the multiplayer, or like, you know, or the whatever mode. Barania, so that's obviously some made-up country, like I was going to say Albania. Albania's a real country. Albonia. All right, Germanov. Weirdly, I think I'm going to be playing as Germany, aren't I? Whereabouts are you in Germany, if you don't mind saying, like Saxony or Bavaria or wherever? But yes. It's evening now, isn't it? So, is that Guten Arbeit? Good evening. I can't remember. So, no, Guten Morgen, obviously good morning. And so, yeah, let's remember. So, it's an E that, yeah, so E is actually lets you go into first person. So, this is why I quite like this one, because you can actually direct control the units in, like, first person, which you couldn't do in. Yeah, again, but like saying, this is why I like this one, because it was a bit different, you know, because of the fact you could go first person. And again, like, even though like Ostfront or whatever was probably a better game, I at least liked in this one that you can go first person. Or it's still third person only, isn't it, in Ostfront, like the old Men of War, when you direct control the unit. So the rebel soldiers, they're basically, if I remember right, they're like the Donetsk People's Republic that they didn't call that, aren't they, in this? They're meant to be like some knockoff Russian-speaking Russians that aren't little green men, if I remember right in this. Yeah, anti-Albanian. I was thinking of Albonia, you know, the one that Forgotten Weapons does and is originally from Dilbert. The, like, mud place. You appear to be left, my friend. Oh, that guy has an MG3. No, it's very primitive first person in this, saying that it looks kind of like a 2D sprite when you shoot. Not that I mind, because again, it's just cool that there is actually a first person in this, but have I got anything that's actually better to move up with? Oh, this might do something. Whatever this is. Oh, that's a dingo is allied. I don't actually control it. Oh, look, a boxer, like that thing Britain was meant to be buying that I can't remember if we ever put into service or not. Oh, he has the Panzerfaust 3 or whatever it's called. I can't remember the name of the thing. What's it called? The, it's literally Panzerfaust 3. Yeah. And again, why is Germany getting rid of Flekton? Flekton's cool. can I actually hit any of the guys over there in first person? Oh, this one's got a bit of a scope. Okay, good. Although it's a different first-person view look than the actual thing. So it's got the weird old G36's, like, IR sight plus the red dot or whatever it is. But when you do this, it's like a regular holographic sight. Again, because they probably didn't model all the scopes in the game. Okay, so control is to go prone. Oh, he's leaning. I don't want to lean. Or is that because he's on uneven ground? Alright, I think it's just because he's on uneven ground. Well, actually, am I even playing this in 4K, or is it only in, Oh, it's in a weird resolution. Look at that. 3072 by 17 resolution, but that isn't my desktop resolution. It should be that. Yeah, only multicams and ARs, yeah. Oh, but now the game's gone black and I can't see anything. Oh, have I broken the game by changing the resolution while in game? Oh dear. Oh wait, no, there we go. Keep the settings, yes. Right, at least this is proper 4K now, I think. Again, textures look a bit low res, but oh well. But my depth perception seems really off in this, I don't know why. I think it's because it's a weird kind of first person this game does, which isn't, again, like I said, where it feels like a lot of 2D things, like you're kind of just seeing them from a whatever perspective. Yeah, and like I said, this is obviously some low-budget Eastern Euro jank game, so it doesn't really bother me. But it is kind of weird playing this, where like certain things are like blatantly overlaid 2D textures as opposed to proper like 3D models of depth. Like, it's hard to explain unless you're playing it, but like some of the stuff looks properly 3D, and other bits looks kind of like Doom-style sprites. You know, where everything kind of just turns to face you all the time, like that grass. Right, so playing as this one guy, I'm single-handedly killing everyone. Whereas if I didn't want to send my guys forwards because I thought they'd just get murdered by the AI really easily. There's still one guy over there apparently. Where is he? Probably there. Alright, his entire squad's moving up good. So what were my objectives? Just killing everybody in the airport. And then Kia will probably hear me saying that over the like Palantir-style stuff, and go like, "Oh, he's planning on shooting up an airport. We have to have him arrested. These video games are training things for right-wing terrorists." Do they fucking know when you're looking at them and then pop their heads back down, or is it just that they only pop their heads up for like a certain amount of seconds? I don't know. But actually, let's just fuck it. Let's send these guys in and see how see if they are meant to be better trained than the enemy guys, or if they just get mowed down in a second if I send too many guys forwards at once. While they're doing that over there, let's see if I can go back to these guys and move these guys up. And there's not many guys left alive defending this bit, so hopefully... Again, I don't know how good the AI is when you move your guys up, if they all, like, you know, do suppressive fire as they move up, or if they just run in and die. So we've done first thing. Disable the ATGM at the hangars. Oh look, there's a burning BMP. BMP-1, because it's got the stupid derpy gun, not the BMP-2 or the autocannon. And they went back to derpy gun, didn't they, for BMP-3, I think. And it should have the little child-sized doors, yeah, there we go, where a grown adult can't fit into it properly, because Soviet design. When I went to the tank museum in Germany, what's it called? Forgotten the name of it now, but you know, the German tank museum, the equivalent of Bovington. When I put my arm next to a BMP to measure the size of it, it is literally that bit of your arm is like the size of the rear door on each of the BMP's doors. They're fucking tiny. I think there's a picture somewhere of a load of like toddlers, like not toddlers, but probably like primary school age kids in the back of a BMP. And they even make it look, you know, cramped, even with little kids in the back of a BMP. Munster Tank Museum, that's the one I was trying to think of. Let's move these guys up to the sandbags, because that looks like they'll actually get a bit of height and they should be able to see properly. Oh, so I burnt out. Oh, T80. Oh, has this guy got like a DMR or something? I think he's got a G3, has he? Yeah, G3A3, right, let's use this guy because he's actually got more of a scope on his gun. Oh. I think that guy's still alive. There we go. What's the crouch key in this? There must be a crouch, but I don't know what the key is. Call to Arms, which is, if you've ever played the Men of War games, because we're playing a bit of Men of War when we went to this, it was like, it's the one where you can go first person, and it's like modern day. But weirdly, in the later games, they took out the first person mode again, and only went back to third person, which is why I quite like this one, because even if it's a bit of a janky first person, it's nice being able to command the guys, you know, and move them up like this, I find, rather than... So yeah, it's not particularly good first-person gameplay, but I just like the fact it's a feature in this. That, you know, for like a little tactical RTS game, you can actually, you know, get the guys and, for example, any of their equipment in theory, I think is modelled in first-person in this. Obviously, I can understand why in the later ones they probably went away from it. It's probably because, you know, they have to do a load more animations and models and everything. Whereas if you just have it literally third person kind of controls, you know, you can probably spend more of the effort, you know, just doing it that way. But, you know, I like the fact that this had first person human. Alright, oh, can I, oh, I can control this now. Okay, cool. Again, the vehicles feel very arcadey. I can understand what was it saying? Oh, sorry, I missed that thing. You said the 9190 said, this is off topic, but just about every Lee Enfield I see here in the US is really poorly sportitized, and it has me in tears. That's a shame. What? So what? Like where Bubba has gone, like, I'm gonna turn this into some sort of tactical rifle. Like, let's saw a bit off. Let's remove this wood and put some plastic on it. Yeah, that is a fucking shame. It reminds me of that fucking... Have you ever seen the Abomination My Little Pony Mauser somebody did? But yeah, some evil bastard got a fucking, like, World War II Mauser, painted it, like, bright blue, and put some, like, Rainbow Dash stickers on it, or whichever fucking little pony it was. You know, things like that make me angry. So I can get what you mean by the sportized one. Because again, I don't mind people if they get a really beaten up gun that's, you know, trash, like falling to pieces, and then they salvage the main bit of the gun and put new furniture on it. I can completely understand when people do that, because it's not like you're ruining an original thing then. It's like you're just putting a bit more life into something that, you know, otherwise would have basically been thrown away. But yeah, when it's like, oh, here's a perfectly good World War II antique. Oh, okay, I'm going to regret this, aren't I? Aim surplus. Okay. Or are you saying that's where you should look for good ones? Or are you saying to me, look at those, so you be looking in horror? Right, aim surplus. Again, I probably can't even read these things out on YouTube, because this is like where YouTube does not want you speaking about things like that. So I shouldn't have probably said that. Are you 18 or older? Yes, I can just literally say yes, because it's an American site. Oh yeah, these actually look decent. Yeah, Swiss K31s for $500. Nice. You know, I would buy a 1911 K11 or a K31 for $600 odd, but sadly I'm in the UK, so I can't. Yeah, it's some nice Swiss guns, yeah. Ah, right, yeah, that's the thing. But yeah. Yeah, again, like I said, sporterized ones I don't think are bad when it's a case of it's a really beaten up gun with like furniture that's cracking and falling off. So, you know, because the furniture has to be replaced anyway, somebody's just sporterized it because that's more practical. I don't mind that. Like I said, when I don't like it is when somebody's literally got a perfectly fine World War II gun and then been like, let's fucking break all this wood off with a hammer. Let's put some shitty plastic on it. What about the GP5? Oh, okay, if it's a repro, again, it's probably like rage bait, but not actually that bad. But yeah, but you know, there definitely has been some awful sporterized guns. But again, I can't show a gun on live streams. I probably can't even get a picture up on here and then hold it up. Who's they don't got a blunderbuss? What? Speaking of the GP5 though, I know this isn't technically a GP5, but did you see the video I did on these? Because I've got apparently like 40 people so far have bought these through an affiliate link, which is quite a good number. But I like the fact the Chinese are making these in bright red now. And just to show you on the stream, hang on. You won't be able to hear a word I say. I'll turn the pump on. Hang on. I'll find a little switch for it. There we go. Yeah, so... But yeah, so, like I said, I like the fact the Chinese are making these in bright red now, because why not? You know, I've really got that tangled in my headphones now. Right, let me just open up my thing properly. I think I had a message then that was, When you say the new Long Dark game, do you mean the last chapter in the current one, or the Long Dark 2? Because the Long Dark 2 is like Long Dark 2 going to be set in a city or something? I can't remember. I did see a bit of their, like, making of thing with it, or whatever, like their press release thing. Yeah, I won't on the stream, sadly, Kevin, because like I said, it's the sort of things where YouTube gets a bit anal if I start talking about it. I'm going to go off fairly soon, though, anyway, because I did say to some people I'd be online this evening if they wanted to, like, organise some stuff. Ontario. So it is still Canada, then. It's just, I can't remember if they were making it a bit more urban or something, like, you know, it's based in the city after, like, the Carrington-style event. Oh, that was something big shooting at me. Oh, is it that fucking truck, like the mortuary looking thing? Again, that 50 cal should have just ripped that little technical to pieces, but it didn't, because it's like I said, it's a bit of a janky game, this, but like I said, it's all right. It's fun enough. No, I've never made one of those things before. Anyway, like I said, I will be off in a minute, because I think one of my friends wanted to talk about arranging me visiting him at some point soon, because we were trying to figure out if it would, like, collide when my granddad's funeral is going to be. But we think it might be alright in the sense that it's probably going to be before my granddad's funeral, so I should be able to go and visit him. Okay, yeah, cool. It's just because I just thought it'd make a more interesting difference thing, obviously, because in the first Long Dark, you've got, like, a couple of very small towns, haven't you, as, like, the most urban it gets. Anyway, like I said, I am going to be off now, because otherwise I'm never going to do the stuff I was meant to be doing this evening. But yeah, anyway, thanks for coming on, everybody. Like we said, we just basically fucked about on a load of different games and just had a chat, but that's alright. So yeah, I'm going to see if my mates are online now, so I can actually organise whatever I was meant to be doing. But yeah, have a good evening, everyone, and I will, should be, oh yeah, tomorrow I might not be on in the evening, but I might get a chance to stream earlier in the day, because I think we've got another voucher to use at a restaurant, and then if we don't use it, you know, you lose it kind of thing. But I think it's like one of those fucking 50% off ones. Basically, because there's a restaurant near us that keeps almost going out of business. Then they keep doing, like, really, really good money off vouchers to, like, try and get people in. So they've been kind of in this doom loop for a while. It's not a bad restaurant, it's just obviously because of, like, rent prices and that. But it's just one of those funny things where, like, they keep thinking, obviously, they're probably going to have to close due to rent. They do, like, a load of stupidly good offers that gets loads of people in. They get enough money to cover another month's rent, and then they keep doing that same thing. But obviously, I am not going to complain if they're doing the thing of, like, buy one full meal, get another one free kind of thing, or, you know, like, certain mains are 50% off or whatever. Because it's just kind of like, we keep doing that as a family, keep going, might as well go up there again, you know, if you end up getting, like, you know, 3 of us go up there or whatever, and then, like, you're only really paying for, like, one main meal because of how much money they're doing off. That was also the restaurant we went to before, where they fucked up the orders, and then because they fucked up the order, they offered us like everything for free on the menu, as in like, because we let you down like customer service wise, they did a thing of anything you want to, because we basically didn't turn into Karens over it, and we were just polite to the staff. They were like, right, pick something you want on the menu and a free drink, and you can literally have it all for free. We're not going to charge you anything. So we gave them like a 20 fucking quid tip, I think, for that, because again, the serving staff are really nice. It was just a case of you know, like obviously like I said, they just got fucked over because of the thing, but it wasn't the staff's fault. And then they did like to make it up for you that we fucked up all your orders because of like our computer system where they like obviously registered people's meals on them. Because again, I think because they could have got in a lot of trouble if it was like an allergy type thing. They ended up just doing a thing of like, right, pick whatever you want for free on the menu, free drinks. So we probably got like £100 worth of food and drinks for free, because it was, I think, like about 6 or 7 of us that went out there that evening. But yeah, it was just one of those things that, you know, was like, because we didn't turn into fucking Karens over it and go, can I speak to your manager? And all that. They were like, yeah, have all these, you know, choose a main, choose a side or whatever, and choose a drink, and you can have them all on the house. And then, like we said, we just gave the staff a load of money as tips. So, but yeah, but again, because of this place, we keep getting vouchers for them where they keep going nearly out of business. We end up always using those because it seems a shame not to go to have a meal out if they're so stupidly cheap. And again, it's not bad food. It's just a case of, like I said, one of those things where I think 'cause their rent, they're always, this place I think is borderline on, you know, rent to keep the place open. Obviously, like the company that owns the place keeps doing really good offers for it. So we end up just constantly going there. It's just a beefeater, Rajiv, that's the thing. But I think it's a case that obviously, like, the chain that owns it, I'm not sure if it's like a franchise or whatever, but they keep doing the thing where this place is on obviously a place where they can't figure out if they want to keep it open or not. You know, like where I guess like the chain or like the franchise or whatever. So, because it's like one that's built kind of into a Premier Inn, but you obviously don't have to be staying at the Premier Inn to use it, and it's not like in a town area. It's kind of like on a trading estate kind of sort of place, you know, where it's like on its own lot of units. So if you go there, you know, you're never gonna like bump into any like random weirdos, because it's only people staying at the hotel that really use it, or like people that live nearby that know it's there. So again, they've kind of, it's like one of those weird ones where I think because where they didn't really build it in a good place for getting foot traffic, like you'd never go there if you didn't have a car. It's like, you know, and it's not one where you can even get a bus to near it, because like I said, so like it makes sense for people staying in the Premier Inn, but I think it's one where they kind of fucked up the positioning of it, and now they keep doing all those offers to try and get their rent back. So you know, it's one of those ones, like I said, where it's sort of, yeah, again, like I said, they fucked it up by making it so remote, but I think that's why they keep giving you vouchers to go to that one and not any of the other nearby ones, because of the fact that, you know, like, they obviously are having to pay rent to somebody, and then I think as it gets to, like, part way through the month, they go, oh shit, we've not had anywhere near enough customers this month, so we'll give people stupidly good offers to come into the place. And one of the people that works there used to work for the place I used to work for, and obviously got fed up and quit. Because he asked me if I was still doing my job, and I go, no, fuck no, I quit that months ago. So I was just chatting with like one of the people that worked there that obviously used to work where I used to work. But, you know, so again, it's like, I don't want those staff to lose their jobs and stuff like that. But, you know, it's just one of those weird things of this particular beefeater that, like I said, I think it's a weird thing where the corporate side didn't pick the don't do Chinese there. Like I said, there are a couple of Chinese restaurants near us, but yeah, that's the beefeater is just like steak and like pub food sort of stuff. But yeah, it's just one of those weird ones where, like I said, they've built it in a kind of weird place. And like I can understand on the really big Premier Inns and places like that when they build these restaurants there, because they make sense then. But because this one is like a Premier Inn that maybe has like 40 rooms, I don't know. It's one of those really weird ones where I think they've fucked up the placement of it. But like, you know, if they sold it, then obviously they've lost all their money for like building all the kitchen infrastructure there and whatever. Alright, that sounds good, Rajiv. Saying that, my Morrison's delivery came today, because I was saying about that, because Morrison's is one of the few places that still sells coconut rice, because we were on about the Uncle Ben's thing yesterday, which is why I got all these pale ales, because they actually do those at Morrison's. But saying about that, I might try the chicken tikka masala Fray Bentos pies. So that's either going to be really cursed or it's going to be nice. I'm not sure which, but I'm going to put that on in a minute. See what they're like. But yeah, chicken tikka masala Fray Bentos. So it's going to be either great or it's going to be awful. I don't think it's going to be an in-between. But again, Fray Bentos pies work really well in the air fryer. Because for people that complain you can't get a crispy Fray Bentos pie, you put it in the fucking air fryer. And they actually come out like a proper pie pastry then. Rather than, you know. And for the Americans who don't know what that is, it's pie in a can. So you get a can, you open it with your can opener, you put it into oven, and you get a fucking pie comes out. It's great. But, yeah, it's one of those weird things where apparently in most countries, pies in a can aren't a thing anymore. Or were never a thing, but over here they're, Fray Bentos. You know. Fucking pie in a can. I've done a video on like the turkey Christmas one they did, which was alright. But yeah, I'm getting hungry now. I'm gonna go have my Fray Bentos now. But yeah, catch you all. Like so said, if I'm on tomorrow, it won't be in the evening. It will be earlier in the day, because if we're gonna redeem that voucher tomorrow, it'll have to be earlier in the day. Right, cool. See you all.